Good evening, Coogs, and welcome back. Today is Thursday, February 28th, 2019. I'm your host, Cassidy Cato, and thank you for tuning in to At UH News. To start, I'd like to congratulate our phenomenal UH athletic teams on their success and consistent drive towards excellence. And we're not the only ones proud of our teams. Just recently, we had a very special visit from Houston Rockets point guard Chris Paul during the UH men's basketball game earlier this month against Cincinnati. On top of that, on this upcoming Saturday, for the first time in Houston basketball history, ESPN College Game Day will visit the Fertitta Center from 10 to 11 o'clock a.m. for the Cougar Showdown versus UCF. That alone shows just how great we're doing and how much support we are receiving throughout the community. Let's continue to show our support, and most importantly, stay tuned to End the Game for more in-depth updates on UH sports. In other exciting news, especially for our seniors, we are slowly but surely approaching graduation. This past Friday, February 22nd, was the final deadline for the late filing period. This means seniors are now another step closer to walking the stage. As a reminder, the spring 2019 university commencements will take place from May 8th to May 11th, 2019. And of course, congratulations again to the spring graduates on making it further to the finish line. Speaking of finish lines, the Student Government Association has concluded their voting elections last night. Of course, you all know the SGA has a mission here at UH to serve as the official voice of all students related to any issues pertaining to the campus in order to improve the quality of student experience. Stay tuned every week as we continue to give updates on the election results. Regarding this year's SGA election, last week SGA had their first Supreme Court case in 3 years with Coogs Unite versus the Chief Election Commissioner. Here's studio reporter Cynthia with more details.
On Sunday, February 24th, the Student Government Association held their first Supreme Court hearing in 3 years, Coogs Unite versus the Chief Election Commissioner. The Coogs Unite party, led by Moise Syed and his running mate, Nader Irsan, filed a complaint against the Chief Election Commissioner, Bo Haricharan, for failing to appoint a chief investigator to the Election Commission. The complaint was filed after receiving multiple campaign penalties following the campaign ban violations and failing to submit financial disclosures. The Coogs Unite party argued that the penalties they received were invalid as the case lacked due process since it had never been assigned a chief investigator. Instead of assigning a chief investigator, the Attorney General let it go straight to the Election Commissioner. The hearing was complicated as the Constitution didn't have a clear solution. Coogs Unite asked for 20 more hours of campaign time in reparation for the time lost to their bans. The final verdict was that any complaints filed by opposing parties are completely valid without a chief investigator. However, the investigation of any further complaints filed by the Election Commission need to be investigated by the chief investigator. Until one is appointed, the UH SGA Supreme Court will be handling those investigations. This hearing also set a precedent by strictly defining the word shall as may and the words will or must as mandatory. This will now apply to past and future legislation. Back to you, Cassidy.
In other upcoming news, on March 1st, the Class Master of Public Administration program is hosting its annual Public Official of the Year ceremony to honor Houston area public officials. Each year, the University of Houston MPA program honors outstanding elected officials who have been a great influence on the ideals of public service in the Houston area. This annual luncheon will take place from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. at the UH Hilton. And if you would like to know more about this event, then please visit uh.edu. On Monday, March 4th, the University of Houston Police Department is hosting a Behind the Badge Mix and Mingle. Come out to Lynn Houston Park from 3 to 6 o'clock p.m. to enjoy light refreshments, safety resources, information tables, bike registration, and more. The Student Program Board will be hosting a bingo night on Wednesday, March 6th from 6 to 8 o'clock p.m. in the Student Center Ballroom. This event will include raffle prizes including AirPods as well as a free screening of Bohemian Rhapsody and a costume contest. Lastly, as we wrap up the month of February, I'd like to acknowledge the outstanding events and activities hosted around campus as part of the UH 2019 Black History Month celebration. Beginning on February 6th through the 25th, the Center for Diversity and Inclusion has coordinated many powerful and informative events here at the University of Houston in order to celebrate the African American culture. Coming up in March is Women's History Celebration Month, which will also consist of events uplifting powerful women in history. The first event will be held on March 2nd, 2019 in the Student Center South. For this event, from 10 a.m. to 3 o'clock p.m., the Empower Conference will provide the opportunity for students, faculty, and staff to explore topics such as gender roles, intersectionality, and women's leadership. This will be a great event that you'll surely not want to miss. And that is all for this week, Coogs. Please be sure to tune in every Thursday for our weekly newscast. Also, make sure you're following us at Coog TV on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and CoogTV.com to stay informed about events around campus. This has been Cassidy Cato for Coog TV, your school, your story at UH.